Hey guys, what's up? It's coming back to ya with another episode of Walks with Schla. And as you know from my car rides with Schla this morning, most of my morning has been reflecting and just trying to figure out this whole terrible situation I've gotten myself into. That's kind of been the gist of it. It's just the deal that I had this whole plan with the 20% off, and it just didn't end up working out. And just trying to figure out what I should do. I obviously could still buy this stuff if I really wanted to. It wouldn't be the end of the world. Wouldn't be the wisest decision I've ever made, but it really wouldn't be that crazy. And yeah, I just don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out. What's the lesson? Because there's multiple lessons, really. On one hand, there's this thing where for a lot of times I do stuff just because it's a good deal, for example. Just because something's a good deal, I want to do it. And that's kind of where it gets to the point where I can't just make a choice and be happy. If I'm buying something, of course I want these really high quality, latest tech, high quality craftsmanship, high quality materials, tech and gadgets. Of course that's what I want. But the thing is that I'm sorry, just a bunch of thoughts came through at the same time, thinking about a bunch of different things. I don't even remember what I was talking about now. Yeah, that's really terrible, isn't it? Wow, yeah, what was I talking about? I don't know. There's two takeaways. From oh yeah, I remember, sorry. So and that's always how it is. It's not good enough for me to just buy stuff. I really have to get a good special deal. I have to. That's a huge part of what makes or breaks the experience for me. Whether or not I'm going to be happy, it's that's it. It's I have to be able to say and know for myself that I got a really good deal on it, or else I'm really not that happy. And it kind of nags at me when I've purchased certain things and then it turns out a better deal comes up in the future. That really eats away at me. And this is a lot of stuff I don't even think people think about at all. I mean, they like to have things, but they probably don't think about it too deeply, and they don't really care. I mean, they may catch a random good deal if they can, you know what I mean? But they're not gonna, I don't know, there's a lot of times I guess something I've noticed, and maybe something I need to reflect on, is I don't really buy things based on what I want. I have purchased so many things in stores, if it's on clearance and it's something I loosely want, but I can tell is a really good value. If I see something on clearance and I sort of want it, and I see that it's a super good deal, I get pretty excited about that. I'm like, wow, I should get this. You know what I mean? I'm yeah, I think you get what I'm saying. I'm wow, this is this should be this much, but it's way down here. I should grab this. And that's kind of what I think to myself, And so I guess you think about that and you wonder, like, now my room is like overflowing with stuff, and I mean, a lot of times it's things I like, but sometimes what if it's just junk? But since I remember everything so much, it's hard to get rid of stuff because I remember and have such a great appreciation for the things that I have. And if I got rid of them, I wouldn't forget. Like, I would still remember and I would still want to have it. So I'm not really sure. I mean, is that an avenue to just be okay with leaving things as a memory and still cherishing a memory, but then not having the object anymore or something? Like, what's the lesson with that? But yeah, I mean, part of what feels good about buying things is less based on the actual thing itself, and it's more based on how good of a value it was or how good of a deal it was. That really gets me going. And it's very frustrating when there's certain things I want that you can't really get for a lower price, because obviously that happens. So yeah, I think with my wool clothing, it's like that. Like, you can't really get the good merino wool at a discount. You just can't. It's just not really. It's too niche of a thing. It's too high grade. Nobody's really selling it pre-owned, or if they are, it's just women's clothes, and it's not in my size. So yeah, it's just, yeah, I have to pay like full price for the merino wool, and it's costly. It's a lot. It's a big burden to have to deal with. It's a huge burden to have to deal with. And I don't know, I just think that's like something that's pretty important to keep in mind, right? It's I'm just trying to, like, I want to get some kind of progress out of it, because there really are, this is like the preemptiveness of my personality, and that is the overarching question is, without the 20% off, would I have still bought those things? And the answer is probably no. It is probably no. And I guess that's probably the point of the lesson, is I'm just finding things to maximize that 20% off, and it's things that I want, but they're things that are pretty expensive. The ASUS AOTH Extreme is an extremely expensive keyboard, and it's in this better form factor, because currently I just have a standard 10 keyless Razer Huntsman, I think, and I love that keyboard, but it obviously doesn't hold a candle to the ASUS AOTH Extreme, which is probably the highest grade, highest quality consumer keyboard you can buy. And it's in a 75% format that I really like, because you still have access to arrow keys and whatnot. So it's been something I've known about for over a year and I've wanted, but I kind of push it off because I think about, do I really need it? Because I obviously don't really need it. Like, the keyboard I have is actually fine. I like the keyboard I have, but I know this one would really be like the perfect keyboard for me. It just checks all those boxes where it's probably the most premium keyboard you can buy, and they just have such strong sales on it right now that's why I'd like to just get it now, because I could have it as like a send-off before the year of austerity. Next, you have the ASUS ROG Falcata, which is a really unique keyboard that splits in half down the middle. And I really like that because I have the, I forget what it's called, the Razer, I don't know what it's called. It's like just for your left hand, and it's sort of like a keypad, that's more ergonomic, and it has a bunch of numbered macroable buttons, and it's basically like a similar idea. And the other companies make them too, but I forget what it's called, and I'm really upset about that. And I can't look it up right now because I don't have my phone with me and I have these gloves on anyway. But anyways, I have that, but I'd really think I'd like this ASUS just being able, this ASUS ROG Falcata, you can just split the keyboard in half and then use just the left half for if you were ever playing a game. You know, if somebody, because I don't really play games, I definitely don't really play them by myself, but a lot of times people want to play games with me, and I want to have the perfect setup for that. So I think the Falcata is great because it's still that 75% format that I love, and it's still the good ASUS quality that I love. Because in talking to GPT about it, it seems like ASUS is the highest quality peripherals that, you know, I mean, there might be higher quality ones that are just like really hard to obtain, like some crazy thing, but for the most part ASUS really does have the highest quality texture, build quality, finish, stuff like that. So kind of moving away from the Razer stuff and to a more aligned ASUS ecosystem. And so that was really the whole point with that. And then yes, I mean, I was going to scrounge around for these things on eBay, but it would have been a nice treat to just be able to buy something brand new and know that the value was there and it made sense. You know, like I had the 20%, and so I could buy something brand new, but I wasn't going to be stressed out or upset about like, oh, I could have just gotten these for better on eBay, because with the intense Black Friday sales and then also that intense 20% off sale, it was like a slam dunk. And not to mention it's in pay in 4, which doesn't really matter for me, but it's obviously like a little bit nicer to have the payments split across, you know, the weeks instead of having to pay it all at once. I mean, it doesn't matter to me that much, but it's still obviously like a nicer thing. So yeah, I mean, there's really like a lot going on here. And so I don't know that the answer is that I wouldn't have bought them. I think over time, I'm probably just going to snipe them on eBay, like eventually. But I just think it's a lot more mentally exhausting to do that. And it was just going to be such a perfect thing for me, a nice treat. You know, just being able to buy something from a store, brand new. You know, it's not something I do often because I can't mentally like allow myself to, because I feel bad, because I think about, well, I could just get this on eBay. And yeah, I mean, eBay is great. I love eBay. But there is a nice thing to just getting it from a store and, you know, having it in a sealed brand new condition. And I don't really get to do that very often. So it was just going to be such a nice treat to send off the year of austerity. Now, I don't really know what I would do. I guess maybe after the year of austerity now, I would start to look at them on eBay. But then here's the other issue. What if during the year of austerity, one of these listings comes up at a low price and then I miss it because of the year of austerity? So that's why I wanted to buy these out of the way in the beginning, just so like now if there's some super good deal that comes out in 2026, but then I restrict myself from getting it and I miss it, that's going to be horrible. Plus, they're both kind of niche products, and I'm uncertain as to how low they're really going to be available used. And with these Black Friday sales, in addition to that 20% buy now, pay later PayPal deal, that really would have been the best and most seamless and just easiest. It just really would have been something special for me, you know? It would have meant a lot, and the universe had to snatch it away. They had to take my amazing plan and just throw it all away. I just don't know. You can't really make this stuff up, you know? And at the end of the day, it's like, I don't really know what the point is. It seems like my PayPal is probably just frozen from being able to do the buy now, pay later. It's possible that I could contact support, but it's not likely that that would actually like fix anything. because the way their system is set up, I'm pretty sure like they just can't really do anything about it. Like it's not, I could call them and say like, look, it was a missed flag. Like there's nothing wrong. I can afford it, right? Like, cause all these things are true. And it was a missed flag because I'm not, my credit's good. I have more than enough money in my bank account to pay for all this stuff. It's not fair. It's not right. And so I shouldn't be like barred from using the pay in full, but I could call their support and it's probably just not really going to get anywhere. I'm probably still not even going to get like a clear answer. So I wonder if I should even bother, I mean, things tend to go my way when I reach out, but like, cause I have a bit of fortune when like I ask for something, I usually can get it when it's right, but it just may not be meant to be for this situation, it just may not be meant to be, but it's just really a shame. I think also I hate it because like I would want to know that I'm in good standing with PayPal's pay in full system. Like I would want to know that my account is able to do it. I love that kind of stuff. Like I want to have good credit. I deserve it. I care about it a lot. And I don't like when these systems are so abstract and automated that now like I just got turned down and then now I can't use it. It's just barred from my account. And that's just very sad and stressful and upsetting, That's what it is. It's really a very upsetting situation because I want to know that if I ever wanted to or needed to use it, PayPal sees me in their system as a super safe bet, as somebody who is reliable and can definitely handle it. Whereas now, I mean, it's just kind of up in the air. Am I going to have the option back? Am I not? It's not necessarily something I would use, but I just want to know that it's there, and I want to know that I'm at like the max. And it's really frustrating because I deserve all these things, but it takes so long and it takes so much history. Even with building credit, I've been a little bit agitated about it because most of credit is just about like the length. And so it really takes like a lot of years before you actually strike like a super high credit because you need to have like a long, so I don't know. It's just really a lot of things bother me about it. I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess I shouldn't care, but I don't like this stuff. I love tech and I love tech systems, but a lot of these systems seem half-baked and like unreliable and stupid. I think we should just have these systems that work well, but you have it so, you have like a support you can call and a person can manually go, oh, this was a mistake and let's check him off as being good to go. Let's just clear this up. That's how it should work. It shouldn't be so abstract and like so out there that it's just we saw this as a problem. You're just out of luck. And then it could be weeks or months before the option comes back. It might never come back. And it's stupid because I want to build. I want to do the pay in full. Then I want to show PayPal that I delivered and I came through for them. I'm a man of my word. I don't want them to just cut it off. And then now it seems like I'm like a sketchy person just because the system made an error, just because the system messed up. That's not right. And I should be able to call someone and just get this fixed quickly. I should just be able to call someone. They look into the account. Oh yeah, this guy's good to go. Let's reinstate his pay in full. But from my understanding, that's likely not going to happen even if I call their support. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure myself out, and I still have a lot of pent-up frustration. And I don't think that's going to go away quickly. I'm upset about this. It's not fair. It's not right. And I'm vocalizing that, because I'm trying to express it. I'm trying to chronicle how I feel about these emotions and everything. Because it's just dirty. It's filthy, and I'm trying to figure out what, the answer is. What's the clarity? I'm going back and forth with GPT about it, but I just don't know that the answer, the advice is that clear. I just wonder what what am I being taught from this? And I guess maybe I don't want to consider the fact that it could just all be a bunch of meaningless nothing. You know what I mean? And that's really frustrating that it could just be nothing. Isn't that insane? I don't know. It's just sad. I guess I don't want to believe in a reality like that that's just purposeless and there's really nothing to learn or analyze. It's just random and haphazard and stuff just happens randomly and then it goes away randomly. I mean, I guess it's possible that's how the world is. And I guess I want to be able to optimize. I want to be able to do better. I want there to at least be a lesson from things, but yeah, the truth is, I mean, these companies don't care. These people don't care. The support people, a lot of times they're not even capable of helping. And even if they could help, they might not care. And it's just I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I know GPT gives me better advice than people ever have, but I wonder if it's still clear enough. I still feel like AI is not, it's just not good enough. I mean, at least we're at the point where 5.1 is finally decent, but it's still flawed in a lot of ways, and there's just so much more improvement that needs to be made. But yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I want answers, and I'm probably just, I don't know if I'm really going to get answers, and I just want to have some kind of clarity and some kind of something, something to a crumb or whatever. But yeah, I don't like when I plan these really nice things out and then everything just gets crushed and messed up. It was supposed to be a nice treat for myself, whereas you have other people in the world who they indulge and treat themselves way worse than this. They'll go crazy indulging themselves. They don't care about the value of anything. They'll just buy stuff full price. They'll just buy things full price. They don't even, you know what I'm saying? And I did want to talk about something else, but I'm going to mention it, so if I ever forget, at least it would be on record. But it's just how there's such an extra compound with all these sales and deals and stuff where people with more free time are inevitably just going to get better deals because they have so much more time to look through stuff. And that's not really fair, because usually, again, wealthier people are the ones with more free time to be able to find better deals, and a lot of times it's poor people who need the deals. But again, in this case, I'm being denied the pay in four, where I'm somebody who could really use it, but I bet somebody else who's way richer than me would just get the instant approval for this extra 20% off. They don't need it. I need it more than them, and there's probably people who need it more than me, who don't get access to it. And that whole system just unfair, doesn't make any sense. Obviously a good sale should go to somebody who can't really afford it, and rich people probably just shouldn't get sales. I don't, why would a person who's rich need a sale on something? I just don't, they don't really need a good deal. They can pay full price, but the system actually is inverted, where again, the best credit cards with the best discounts go to the rich. Poor people can't even get them, and then poor people get terrible credit cards and end up paying into the system and getting taxed by it. It's all twisted and backwards. Anyways, it's been schla, now it's time to buy schla. So, see ya schla.